Relying on former students Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar are well known for using a specific homeschooling curriculum to raise their children. Most of their kids receive their diplomas from the same school. A few of them tried attending college in an effort to aim higher. But now that Jana Duggar has revealed more about her professional background, it appears that she is assuming the role of the family's first ever. See what it was by reading on. Numerous members of the Duggar family attended college. Joseph is one of them. He spent a year as a student at Knoxville, Tennessee's Crown Bible College. After that, the counting on alum went back to work for his family's construction company. There is no record of Jim Bob and Michelle's children going to college, with the exception of Joseph. However, Jinger stated earlier this year that she is considering going to college. The mother of two claims that she enjoys taking risks and that obtaining a degree is something she has always wanted to do. During a recent interview, Jana talked candidly about her decision to enroll in nursing school the previous year. The former cast member of Counting On claims that she reached a moment when she believed her partner would never show up. She made the decision to solve the problem on her own as a result. She went on, "Maybe I should be doing something else," which gave her the idea to go after a career in business. Jana Duggar disclosed that she had reconnected with Stephen during her second semester. She acknowledged that she had been a slow starter, but that over time, her now husband's character, his return, and his unwavering love for her had won her over. Jana hasn't updated anyone on her nursing school status yet. She will, however, be the first Duggar to pursue a professional career after graduation. In addition to Jana, Stephen's history has impressed a lot of Counting On fans. His family is in the music business, thus he frequently travels to give performances. In addition to being a certified pilot, he currently works as the assistant manager at Wisman Enterprises, his family's company. Possibly one of Jim Bob and Michelle's most prosperous sons-in-law in the modern era is Stephen Wisman. Furthermore, it's reasonable to argue that the two have already attained couple goals status early in their marriage because Jana is seeking a profession in medicine. Jana Duggar had always been a bit of an enigma within the Duggar family. Known for her quiet strength and steadfast support of her siblings, she was often seen as the older sister who held the family together, a cornerstone in the Duggar household. However, as her brothers and sisters found their own paths, some marrying and starting families, others pursuing careers or personal passions, Jana remained a steadfast presence in the family home. For years, she was often seen as the dutiful daughter, always ready to lend a hand, but rarely stepping into the spotlight herself. However, behind the scenes, Jana had been nurturing dreams and ambitions that went beyond the traditional roles expected of her. Despite being raised in a family where women typically focused on homemaking and raising children, Jana had always been curious about the world outside the Duggar compound. She had a passion for design, an eye for detail, and a deep-seated desire to create something uniquely her own. But with the weight of her family's expectations and the public eye constantly on her, Jana had kept these dreams close to her chest. That all changed one quiet evening during a family gathering when Jana made an announcement that would surprise everyone. She had decided to pursue a professional career, a first in the Duggar family. The room fell silent as Jana spoke, her voice steady but filled with emotion. She explained that while she cherished her role within the family, she had felt a calling to do something more, something that would allow her to express herself creatively and contribute to the world in a different way. It wasn't a decision she had made lightly. It had come after years of prayer, reflection, and conversations with those closest to her. Jana's announcement was met with a mixture of emotions. Her parents, Jim Bob and Michelle, were supportive but cautious, knowing that this was uncharted territory for their family. Her siblings reacted with a blend of surprise, excitement, and pride, recognizing the courage it took for Jana to step out and pursue her own path. Jana's journey toward a professional career began years earlier when she discovered a love for interior design. Growing up in a large family, Jana had always been involved in decorating and organizing the family home. She had a natural talent for creating spaces that were both functional and beautiful, often transforming the various rooms in the Duggar house into warm, inviting environments. Her passion for design only grew as she started helping friends and family members with their homes. What started as a hobby, rearranging furniture, selecting paint colors, and choosing decor, soon became a passion that Jana couldn't ignore. She found immense satisfaction in the process of taking a blank canvas and turning it into something that reflected the personality and needs of the people who lived there. However, Jana knew that turning this passion into a career would be a challenge, especially within the context of her family's values and lifestyle. The Duggars had always emphasized traditional roles, with men typically pursuing careers while women focused on homemaking and raising children. But Jana felt a deep sense of purpose in her work, and she knew that if she was going to pursue a career, it would have to be something that aligned with her values and allowed her to maintain her close ties to her family. After much prayer and consideration, Jana decided to take a leap of faith. She enrolled in an online course in interior design, allowing her to gain the skills and knowledge she needed while still fulfilling her responsibilities at home. The course opened up a whole new world for Jana, giving her the confidence to start thinking about how she could turn her passion into a profession. Making the decision to pursue a career was not easy for Jana. She knew that it would mean stepping out of her comfort zone and challenging some of the traditional expectations that had been placed on her. But Jana also knew that she was ready for a new chapter in her life, one that would allow her to use her talents in a way that brought her joy and fulfillment. The decision to go public with her career plans was a significant one. Jana understood that by doing so, she would be breaking new ground within her family and, in some ways, challenging the public's perception of the Duggars. But she also knew that it was important for her to be true to herself and to follow the path that she felt called to. When she announced her decision to pursue a professional career, Jana was met with an outpouring of support from her family, friends, and even from fans who had followed her journey over the years. Many admired her courage and were excited to see where this new path would take her. For the first time, Jana felt a sense of freedom and possibility, knowing that she was finally taking steps toward realizing her own dreams. With her family's support and the skills she had gained through her coursework, Jana set out to build her own interior design business. She started small, taking on projects for friends and family members, but it wasn't long before word began to spread about her talent and eye for detail. Jana's approach to design was unique. She focused on creating spaces that were not only beautiful but also functional and meaningful. She believed that a home should reflect the personality and values of the people who lived there, and she took the time to understand her clients' needs and desires before beginning any project. Her work quickly gained attention, and soon Jana was receiving inquiries from people outside her immediate circle. She began taking on more projects, each one more challenging and rewarding than the last. Her reputation as a skilled and thoughtful designer grew, and with it, her confidence in her abilities. Jana's business began to flourish, and she found herself juggling multiple projects at once. It was a busy and exciting time, but Jana was careful to maintain a balance between her work and her family life. She continued to play an active role in her family's daily activities, and she made sure to prioritize time for prayer and reflection, which helped her stay grounded and focused. As her business grew, Jana began to think about how she could expand her reach and make an even greater impact. She started a blog where she shared design tips, inspiration, and insights from her projects. The blog quickly gained a following, and Jana found herself connecting with people from all over the world who shared her passion for design. Of course, Jana's journey was not without its challenges. Stepping into a professional career brought with it a new set of responsibilities and pressures. There were moments of doubt and uncertainty, times when she wondered if she had made the right decision. The public scrutiny that came with being a member of the Duggar family also added an extra layer of complexity to her new career. One of the biggest challenges Jana faced was finding her voice in a world that often had very defined expectations for women, especially those from conservative backgrounds. Jana had always been known for her quiet, reserved demeanor, and she struggled with the idea of putting herself out there in a more public way. But as she continued to work and grow her business, Jana found that her confidence increased. She began to see that her unique perspective and values were an asset, not a hindrance. She learned to embrace her role as a business owner and designer, recognizing that she had something valuable to offer the world. There were also challenges related to balancing her work with her family life. Jana was committed to staying close to her family and maintaining the relationships that had always been so important to her. This meant that she had to be intentional about how she managed her time and energy, making sure that she didn't lose sight of what mattered most. But through it all, Jana remained focused on her goals and her vision for her business. She knew that she was on the right path, and she was determined to keep moving forward, no matter what challenges came her way. As Jana's business continued to grow, so did her sense of purpose and fulfillment. She had found a way to pursue her passion for design while staying true to her values and her commitment to her family. Her journey had not been easy, but it had been incredibly rewarding. Jana's success also began to inspire others, both within her family and beyond. Her siblings, who had always looked up to her as a role model, began to see that there were different ways to live out their faith and their calling. Jana's decision to pursue a career showed them that it was possible to follow your dreams while staying true to who you are. Jana also received messages from women around the world who were inspired by her story. Many of them shared their own struggles with balancing their ambitions with their family's expectations, and they thanked Jana for showing them that it was possible to do both. Looking ahead, Jana knew that there were still many more opportunities to explore. She had big dreams for her business and her future, and she was excited to see where God would lead her next. But no matter what the future held, Jana was content in knowing that she had made the right choice. She had stepped out in faith, followed her passion, and created a life that was uniquely her own. As Jana reflected on her journey, she couldn't help but think about the legacy she was creating, not just for herself, but for her family and for the many people who looked up to her. She knew that her decision to pursue a professional career had been a significant one, and she was proud of what she had accomplished. Jana had always believed that each person has a unique calling, a purpose that only they can fulfill. For years, she had wondered what her purpose was, and now she knew. It wasn't just about being a daughter, a sister, or even a designer. It was about using her gifts to glorify God and to make a positive impact on the world.